Mayor and Council. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce three officers to you and tell you a little bit about what they've accomplished. If Sergeant Sanders, Officer Will Smith, and Officer Eric Haviland would come forward. But back on March 6th, they received a call that there was a fire at a residence, and they got there and an elderly woman had locked herself out of her house and said that the house was on fire and her husband was trapped inside, possibly upstairs. So they checked all the doors, every one of them was locked. They went in through a garage door and ultimately had to kick the door in. But once they kicked the door in, they found there was a lot of smoke and they couldn't enter there. They kept checking the residence, and the gentleman apparently came down the stairs and was able to unlock the front door, so they were able to make entry there. The door was partially blocked by him, who was passed out on the floor. And so they were able to make entry, retrieve him amidst all the smoke, drag him out, and start performing life-saving measures at that point. I think deploying the AED, CPR, and other measures. All three of them at different points contributed to this, and of course, as it went on, I think the gentleman stopped breathing a couple of times, and then the fire department arrived, and they were able to also provide life-saving measures to the patient, to the victim, as well as AMR. And ultimately, he was transported to the hospital and was safe there and made it through. And so we certainly owe a debt of gratitude to these three officers, the firefighters that were there, and the ambulance personnel as well. Chief Fullum is here and would like to provide a couple comments as well.
Good evening to the mayor and to the city council. It's my honor to be here today for these three men and the great work that they did. Oftentimes in the fire service and the police service, there's a lot of banter that goes back and forth about the work that we do. But we do know at the end of the day what we're all here to do, and that's to save lives. One other fact, a lot of times we talk about firefighters rushing into buildings when others are rushing out. But let me say this, there's a lot of training that goes behind that. They're wearing $1,000 worth of equipment, obviously the SCBAs that give us life-saving air. But what these three gentlemen did that night, once again, I just wanted to be here to honor. I have the crew, some of the members that were here that night that responded. I think our response time was somewhere around 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. It wasn't very long. Obviously, they were waking up from a dead sleep. But the fact that these gentlemen were here, had them out, as I understood, started CPR. We took over CPR. Once again, I just wanted to congratulate you. I have something for you. It's just a little token. It's our challenge coin that I'd like to give each one of you. And if you ever decide you want to be a firefighter,